So it's 1 a.m. and I wanted to freestyle on a new topic. So I would talk about the art of self concept and introspection because I love this topic. Don't know why, but I just love it. So basically, the notion of self concept has been created by a psychologist called Carl Rogers. And this guy actually told us that we had three dimensions of self concept. The first dimension was the personal self concept, the second was the perfect self concept, and the third was the self concept of how people actually perceive us or how we think that people actually perceive us. So I was doing a video on that, a short, and I was explaining that according to me, um, there is a hierarchy between those three self concepts, and we can put at the top of the hierarchy the perfect self concept, and then in second we have the second notion of self concept, which is the way we see we see us, so the personal self concept, and in third position is the way people actually perceive us, or we think that people actually perceive us. So I was thinking that we should actually try to alternate between the perfect self concept and the personal self concept. Why and how? Why? It's because we only have one life, and I strongly believe that um yeah, we should try to understand how to just become the best version of ourselves every day, and also try to make it a duty, such as being educated actually. So yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, why you don't want to become just great? Why? No matter what is happening in your life, why you just don't want to be great? I feel like it should actually be the bare minimum, no matter what you're doing. Yeah, anyway, so I was talking about introspection. Um, Introspection is different. Introspection and the art of introspection is a specialty that has been taught through psychologists such as Carl Jung. Carl Jung was doing the work of introspections through what we called shadow work. So basically, in order to understand the subconscious of his clients, he was asking questions on them, and maybe basic questions, but the shadow work was so intense that in the end you can just have answers about your subconscious. This is introspections, and this work is actually extremely uncomfortable. Why? It's because you just are digging into your mind, and you can feel and also see that and understand that you might have some traumas, you might have some questions, some topics that you should actually work on. Okay, so this is extremely uncomfortable, but when you do it, I feel like it's a good thing because you can work on yourself and try to understand yourself on a deeper level. And the more you will understand yourself, the more people won't be able to actually talk about yourself and explain that they think that you are like that, you do that, you talk like that, you act like that, because your self concept is just so strong that you just are aware of your identity. and being aware of your identity is a superpower. Because when people will actually want to talk about you and explain that they think that you have this type of behavior, you can strongly affirm that no, no, my friend, it's not the case. And you cannot be gaslight, technically, because you even see patterns, but this is another topic. Okay, so how can you actually do your introspections as a human being? By journaling. You need to journal a lot. You need to write every day about what happened in your life. How did you feel when it actually happened in your life? And you need to journal about um, uncomfortable questions. Uncomfortable questions about your childhood, your life now, and asking yourself the right questions. Am I studying in the right path? Am I on the right path? Are my actions and educations with the higher self or um, the person that I actually want to become? Do I love my friends? Do I love my friend? If yes, why? If no, why? Is this person a good person? Do I love myself? What are my insecurities? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And why? You should always ask yourself why. Okay? So, I've been doing personally introspection since I am in high school, even more, and I just realized that it started with a notebook, the first notebook, and I was like, what are my fears? And in this notebook, sorry, I wrote that my biggest fear was to participate in Spanish, but because I just didn't understand Spanish and I was struggling in Spanish. So it was one of my first fears. And then my second fears was to talk in philosophy because I had like a special teacher and I had a complicated relationship with this teacher. So yeah, I was genuinely afraid of that. And when I noticed my fears, I just told myself, okay, how can I change that so it won't become a fear anymore? Oh, and I had a third fear. My third fear was public speaking. Oh my god, I was so afraid of public speaking. Now I just can't talk like a normal person, you see. So, I did the work, I did the uncomfortable work of just asking myself questions about that and understand why I wasn't really liking Spanish or why I was struggling to talk with my teacher in philosophy. You see? And when I understood the why, because I was always asking myself, why, I gained self respect, self confidence, and knowledge about my personal and data. This is just data, okay? So the more you will just have data about your own self, the more you won't be surprised by the next challenges that you will have in your life, such as weird surprises and positive surprises, negative surprises, sorry. You won't be surprised actually because you are very much grounded in yourself and you just know yourself. So yeah, I think this is it for today. Introspections, the art of introspections, and realizing that when you ask yourself why, 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 you will start to understand how. Ouais, ouais, ouais.